Hey guys, how you doing? This is jpsarrireviews coming to you once again with more gaming news. And I want to talk about the Analogue Pocket. And yesterday, everybody went crazy about it. The last 2 days, people have been talking about it for quite some time. But yesterday, there were a lot of videos, people presenting the case for it, you know, really supporting it. But what is the Analogue Pocket? It has been even labeled Game Boy killer, the handheld killer, because the ability to play Game Boy games, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance games. Also, you can play Atari Lynx, Neo Geo Color, Neo Geo Pocket, and you can play the Game Gear. So you can play a lot of things with this. But what is it? You know, everybody's talking about it online. On YouTube, there's a lot of videos. On Facebook, there's a lot of posts. So in this video, I want to clarify everything. I want to review the information, present the information. If you're interested on this, definitely you have all the information that you need. So in this video, we're going to talk about everything we know so far. So stay tuned. Well, here we are at the Analogue's website, and here we are at the section with the Analogue Pocket. I will have all this link in the description below for those who are interested to know more about it, to access the information. But this is the one you see. It really looks like a modern version of as you can see, of a Game Boy, which is kind of cool. It does have the same form factor, and of course, all in black, which is kind of cool. I like always anything that is in black. It's just my favorite thing. I like that color more than white or silver or anything like that. But here you can see a multi-video game system portable handheld, a digital audio workstation with a built-in synthesizer and sequencer, a tribute to portable gaming. Out of the box, Pocket is compatible with the 2,780 plus Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance games cartridge library, which is a really huge library. Pocket works with a cartridge adapters for other handheld systems too, like Game Gear, Neo Geo Pocket Color, Atari Lynx, and more. Completely engineered into FPGAs, which is a field programmable gate array. That's what it means, and that actually is a chip. Actually, there's no emulation in this, like you can see at the bottom. It's just technically you're playing like original, in this case, hardware. So we're going down. Right here says Monster Pocket. I think they're gonna have two different colors. It's gonna be in black, and also you have like the more classic silver of the original Game Boy. I'd rather get the black one, in my opinion. I like it more sleek. Your Pocket just got bigger. Pocket is designed around a first-in-class 3.5 615 ppi LCD, which is nice, with a 16 by 1440 resolution, which is really cool. Pocket has 10 times the resolution of an original Game Boy. Yay! We can hardly believe it either. Pro level color accuracy, dynamic range, and brightness. There has never been a display this advanced in a video game system, which is really nice. I would say I would say in a console, in a handheld console, yes, they're correct. You know, if you're playing on a PC, of course, you can get better screens for that, or you're a home console, but in a portable console, this is definitely the best screen you can find. Tribute to portable gaming. As you can see, there's a couple of things here. Cartridge adapters required for Game Gear, Neo Geo Pocket Color, Atari Lynx, sold separately. So there's going to be an adapter. Out of the box, you're going to be able to play with the Game Boy, get Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. But if you want to play with the in this case, the Neo Geo Pocket Color, the Atari Lynx, the Game Gear, you're going to need an adapter, and they're going to sell that separately. Analogue isn't just for games anymore. It's for making music. Pocket has a digital audio workstation built in called Nanoloop. It is a synthesizer and a sequencer designed for music creation and live performance. Shape, stretch, and morph sounds, capture music, or play and sculpt live. And there is a video. Let's just watch this video and see. Cool. That's what they call the Nanoloop. So you can create some type of music. Cool. No more to say about that. Let's go down. It says, now you can help preserve video game history too. Pocket is designed for FPGA development. We added a second dedicated FPGA. So you don't only have one, you have two So just for developers to develop and pour their own cores. So not only is going to be able to play those existing games, some other companies might be able to bring and create more games for the system. In this case, cartridges, and they can use it, for music development, all that kind of stuff. With access to Analogue's proprietary hardware and scalers, we think developers are going to do some amazing things. There's no better way to explore all of handheld gaming history than with Analogue Pocket. Okay, so let's see. There's a couple of pictures there. So you can see, okay, navigate, confirm. I really like the sleek design, to be honest with you. Very sleek. I think they're just comparing those pictures. I think they're just two together, side by side. I used to love the Game Boy Color, like for Tetris. That was the thing that I used to play the most. And pretty cool. And it is very simple. I like the sleek design. More thing, introducing analog dock for when you put it down. Pretty cool looking concept. Play your Pocket on the big screen. Put your Pocket into dock and it outputs directly to your HDTV. Sync up any wireless 8-bit Bluetooth controller directly to dock for wireless play. Oh, nice. You can also connect controllers directly via wire USB too. Cool. And of course, it plays HDMI. It goes directly to HDMI, which is really nice. Analogue Pocket right there. Some more pictures. Pocket is shipping in 2020 for $199, which is $200 plus shipping, I imagine. Sign up early to hear the Instant Pocket is available. Limited quantities will be available. Normally, when Analogue produces something, they're limited. When things go on pre-order, they have produced very high-end stuff. And we're going to go and explore some of the stuff they have created in the past for those who are not familiar with this company. Pocket Tech specs, compatible with Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance game cartridges, 3.5 LTPS LCD, 1600 by 1440 resolution, 615 PPI, rechargeable lithium-ion battery. I don't see anywhere where it says the time, how long in this case the battery lasts, but is rechargeable. All buttons mappable. Oh, that's very nice. So you can change the buttons and play in your own, I would say your own preference. Stereo speakers, nice. Micro SD. Cool. So you're going to be able to do certain things and download. And now, however, I was, reading some information that you cannot play BIOS, and we're going to get into that. You cannot do any type of emulation here. USB. So imagine that it's just to save up certain things, maybe music, things like that. Or perhaps you can download some games from them. I don't know yet. We're going to discover that in a second. USB-C charging, 3.5 millimeters headphone output, original style link plug, rechargeable battery. Analogue Dock Tech specs is an HDMI output, 2 USB inputs for wired controllers. That's cool. Bluetooth for wireless controllers, and DAC compatible. Look at that. That's just the blueprint. I really like it. It plays homage to the Game Boy and design style. Analogue Pocket does not play ROM files. That's first and foremost. That's something that is going to deter a lot of people to get this. If you like emulation, I do like emulation. Definitely you're not going to be able, you have to play directly from the cartridges. It plays legacy games cartridges via the cartridge slot. So can only play the old classic games, the cartridge slots. Analogue Pocket is not designed using software emulation. It is designed using a specialty hardware chip called an FPGA, which operates on a transistor level implementation of its functionality. And in other words, it plays like the classic thing. It's classic hardware. It's just definitely, it is more advanced because of the FPGA, but it's playing like you're playing the actual hardware. Analogue Pocket does not operate utilizing pre-existing BIOS files from any other entities. Analogue engineers everything from scratch. Okay. In-house. All trademarks are the property of their respective owners. Games are showcased to illustrate compatibility with Pocket. Sega Game Gear, Neo Geo Pocket Color, and Atari Lynx game cartridge compatibility requires cartridge adapters sold separately. Analogue Pocket and Analogue Dock are in development and details are subject to change. Right there is $199, and the Analogue Dock, we don't know exactly when that's coming out. It's coming in 2020. and this is it. Now, for those who are not familiar with analog, and they say, well, this, which, you know, the price is a bit steep, you can say, well, that's kind of high, when you can go and get a DS for 150, 120, less than $100 for the 2DS. So what is the difference? And we're going to explore a little bit of this. We're going to go into the menu. Analogue is a company that has produced a lot of different products. Recently, they produced the one for the Sega, pretty much original Sega, pretty cool. This is high-end stuff. This is, if you really like to play things like the original stuff, but you need a different hardware, more advanced hardware for, you know, newer TVs with more pluses at the best, highest fidelity, sound and quality video. This is what Analogue has done, and this is what they did for the Sega. Pretty cool, sold pretty quickly. I don't think they, you know, you can find them right now. Actually, you can. Let me show you how much it costs. $189 for the Japanese version, the US version, the European version. That's what they did for the Sega. Very high end. But that's not all they have done. Let me go. They have done the Super NT, which was for Super Nintendo. Pretty cool. Also the same thing, the same treatment, different colors, different variations. If you want to play the games at their best, you know, better than emulation, better than anything. So when we talk about emulation, it's like the Nintendo, in this case, the NES Mini, Super NES Mini, those are emulation. You know, when you play on the arcade, those and they are, in this case, the virtual arcade, that's emulation. Everything that is pretty much downloadable into your systems, like, you know, nowadays you can play many of those downloadable games, those are emulation. Even though it's perfected, it is not the actual, or actually how it was intended at the beginning. $189.99 for that one. And as you can see, that's the reason why people are really concerned about the price, because they say, well, it's a little more expensive than the other ones. This is the NT Mini, which was actually the introduction to the whole line. I think they did that one for the Neo Geo that was super expensive, almost $500 when it came out. But this is the NT Mini. It's no longer for sale. This was like the thing that put him in the map. People were so excited because the way it does, the FPGA hardware, so technically you can do anything with that. This is definitely, I can tell you one thing, this is the way to play this if you are looking for the real thing. If you want the best of the best to play actual cartridges, the old cartridges, this is the way to go. This is what we know so far, and there is no doubt in my mind. There's no doubt in my mind that this is going to be a great product. Analogue's reputation is not in question here. It is a great company. Everything they have produced so far has been highly praised. The online reviewers, critics, they have always praised it. The best of the best. They are the cream of the top. They're at the top in everything when it comes about producing the technology, the FPGA technology that they apply to their systems. It is the best way to play these games, the old classic games. So there's no doubt in my mind that this is going to be a good product. However, we have to consider the type of gamer you are. If you're a classic collector, if you collect games, you know, in this case, the classic cartridges, if you like to preserve those, if you're a collector of that kind, definitely this is for you. Now, if you're just a casual gamer, if you're a gamer that only likes to play some games here and there, and you don't want to go around and buying all this or trying to collect all the classic cartridges, then definitely this is not for you. This is going to be too expensive. You're not going to be able to play emulation. And when you talk about emulation, you're talking about everything else. You can play the minis, you can play, you know, even the Polymega, you're able to play the Polymega actually is going to be kind of like a hybrid. You're going to be able to play cartridges through emulation. But you can also at some point even download your own BIOS and ROMs and stuff like that. So those systems are kind of hybrids, but they still use emulation. This is the real thing. This is like playing actual hardware. The original hardware, of course, is being improved, so you're able to play it much better with much better graphic fidelity and sound fidelity. So this is going to be a totally different thing. Now, if you want to play just for the heck of it, you know, any type of ROMs, like I do play a lot of ROMs. Like I do this with my PSPs. I have a bunch of PSPs around, and I played ROMs on them. Very way to go. You can do it with the Vita as well. Even here, though I haven't mod this one, but you can go to the Virtual Console, in this case the eShop, and you can download some of those games. You can do that. I like this one. I have a couple of DS. It's actually my favorite DS. is this one, the old 2DS. Love this one. It has that feel of I like it. It's wider, so it's wider for my hands, of course. I have bigger hands now. I'm not a kid, so I like that. It feels like the classic Game Boy. But if you want to play the real thing, the real cartridges, definitely the option that Analogue is providing is very interesting, and I'm really looking forward to know more about it. But what is your opinion? What do you think about this? Are you still a fan of Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance? Do you like this handheld mode? Are you a game collector, this retro games? Are you excited for this new addition to the Analogue catalog? Are you going to pre-order? Are you going to get it, or are you just going to pass because you don't think the price, the price is right for that? You think it's too expensive? It's not for you. Let me know in the comments below. So once again, my friends, thanks for watching. God bless. And don't forget to like, comment, and to subscribe, and also to hit the notification button so you're reminded of the next video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.